It'll be the like 42069.
42069. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to another episode of Free Company Chat. I am here joined by Kevin.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And if you remember, I am Ryan. We're here to talk about another patch for Final Fantasy XIV, the Newfound Adventure. It's been a hot minute since we've done one of these, so it's about time.
We've lost someone.
Yeah, yeah. Someone's taking a break still, but good on them. I mean, they gotta get rested up because we do got some big plans for the future. Some more content coming out for this channel, or our YouTube channel at least. We're actually gonna be starting Final Fantasy video games, where like we start playing through all the Final Fantasies, and it will actually be Chris's first time playing through them. So it'll be so cool to see his fresh like opinions on him going through them for the first time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Especially, yeah, because me and Ryan have I think we've already played at least every game at least once.
Yeah, there was a few of them I will never touch again after beating it once. I will never go back to 2.
That's a fair one.
But yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun to see his reactions to it, and also I think it would give him a lot of like extra fun context for when he goes back to Final Fantasy XIV. You know, when he picks back up in patches and stuff like that, he'll be able to start catching on to the references as well when like he's actually played through all the other Final Fantasies. But I think that'll be a lot of fun. But we are here today to talk about the new patch that came out and all the fun that came with it, the new gear, the new dungeon, the extra MSQ, and even the new Alliance raid, which they added, that is a strong start to an Alliance raid.
I agree. It was freaking crazy.
But before we go into the talk of the Alliance raid, let's work our way to it and just talk about how we like the patch. Because I actually did take a break from Final Fantasy XIV as well for a little bit.
As did I.
Yeah, just a small break, I guess you could say. A few months later.
So many other video games came out.
I know. I fucking got my whole soul consumed by Elden Ring for like a month. What a fantastic game.
Then we as a group played Monster Hunter Rise for a few weeks, and that took up all of our time.
Yeah, we jumped onto that for PC as well. We just got sidetracked quite a bit.
Yep. We had a lot of other games to get through.
That's true. But we're back. We're back at it again. Talking about one of our favorite franchises, Final Fantasy, specifically 14. I guess to start off with the patch, I wanted to actually start off with my one complaint for this patch.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a complaint. I think it's a little silly to have reintroduced almost all of the Scions back in this one patch.
Oh yeah, almost immediately.
Almost immediately. Like, we have that big send-off at the end of Endwalker where we're all going our separate ways and like doing our own journeys, and then everybody except for Alphinaud and Alice reappear in this patch.
Yeah, that's true.
Thancred comes back, Urianger comes back, Graha and Kryl, which those two are obviously the easiest ones to get a hold of out of the groups, and then Estinian and also Y'shtola are all back. Like, I can only imagine for people who are playing catch-up and didn't have to wait those months at the end of Endwalker, where they'll literally go from the ending quest of Endwalker, where everybody says their goodbyes and send-offs and, hopefully we'll see each other again soon, and literally the next quest they'll start seeing everybody again.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that was kind of weird. I thought we would be kind of on our own making new friends.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that too.
But yeah, it's immediately we're talking talking to the guys at the old Charlie.
It's so funny because it's like we talked to Tataru, and then not even like 2 quests later, we're already met up with Estinian again.
Yep, and he was getting scammed.
I thought it was so funny. We see him at the market where the dude's trying to scam people with the map. And the moment like we saw him, I was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah. Also, I think we should preface like how we played this patch too.
Oh yeah, the full immersion.
Yeah, because I guess since me and Ryan haven't played 14 in like, what was it, like 2-3 months,
Like 2 months,
We were
yeah.
like, it's probably going to be a short patch, so why don't we just live this out or like lengthen this out? So we just decided to RP walk everywhere.
Yeah, we're just slow walking everywhere, actually like riding mounts on like the ground, no flying or whatever. We're actually just traveling place to place. It was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, honestly, it was a lot more fun than expected. We got a few people to like follow along with us too. It was kind of great.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that, and I was glad to see people join in. It kind of did backfire because the patch was not as small as I thought it was gonna be.
No, it was a very long patch actually.
It took us like what 3 days of playing
Yeah.
together.
Yep. I think we played like 2-3 hours each increment.
Yeah, it took us so long to get through it.
We probably could have finished it a lot faster if we just teleported places.
Yeah, but it's not as fun.
Yeah, it's very true.
We got to actually journey to places. After Estinian getting scammed, oh man, I was like, dude, keep your money in your pocket, please don't do it. And he just tosses the whole bag. I'm like, please.
Dude. But I'm glad that they addressed that like literally in the next scene.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, no, I knew I was getting scammed.
I was like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, you're an idiot, but at least you know it.
Yeah. It's like, at least we were on the same page then. Good job, dude. And then we go and meet Y'shtola, because we got to get Y'shtola a part of the group. I know it was, we had to get the Graha first, huh?
Yeah, we went to go see Graha and Kral first.
That's right. And they've been like awake for like 3 days straight, just stifling through papers.
Yep.
Man, I don't know how they do it. I would not be able to do that for my life.
It's a bunch of nerds, you know what I'm saying?
Reading books and crap. Ain't nobody got time for all that.
Nobody.
That's why you gotta get audiobooks.
Yeah, at least then you at least know how much time you're committing.
Exactly. But man, Graha being super excited to join us was fun. Y'shtola was fun. And then, yeah, Urianger and Thancred just come out of left field, like out of nowhere in this patch.
Yeah. But then Thancred or Urianger didn't really join us for anything.
Now he was there for the dungeon, and that was it.
Yeah.
I think
Because we needed a healer.
exactly. They needed it for the trust system. They're like, all right, Graha Tia can be any class, but if he goes tank, then who can heal? And they're like, we need to put Urianger in here somehow.
Yeah. There ain't no way in hell you're making Y'shtola the white mage.
Nah, she make things go boom.
She'd be missing out on too much DPS damage.
Which is weird. Wasn't she a conjurer at the start of ARR?
I want to say she was an arcanist. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah,
No.
I think you might be right. I think she was a conjurer.
Yeah, because like I know Alphano was an
He was the arcanist.
he was the arcanist, and so was Urianger, wasn't he? Before he became an Astro.
That might be right.
Yeah, I think that is. Dang. I almost, until I just remembered right there, I actually forgot Urianger used to be an arcanist.
Yeah.
He had his little carbuncle.
All the smart people were the arcanists. I mean, freaking Alize was an arcanist.
I don't even remember that, actually.
Well, because remember they really were going for the twin thing, and they were the same everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then in Heavensward, she gave up her book for the red mage weapon.
I don't think we see her until Stormblood. No, she shows up in the patch content, right?
Yeah, patch content.
That's right. I forgot about the patch content. Yeah, she shows up for the
Warriors of Darkness.
That's right. I forgot about that. But we're getting sidetracked on this.
Yeah, we were getting sidetracked.
So I
What
thought
happened after that again?
we go straight into the dungeon.
That's right. We go into the dungeon. That dungeon was actually pretty fun.
It's a lot of fun. I think the bosses were really creative, and just the environment was really pretty to look at.
Speaking of the dungeons, like they revamped. I feel like they revamped the lighting in a lot of the dungeons.
Oh yeah, even the older dungeons they revamped a lot of the lighting. Like it
'Cause
looks
I went
gorgeous.
into Sastasha and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, the lighting in Sastasha is gorgeous. Like that place
Yeah.
looks pretty. which is impressive because like I always thought it was like the ugly fish place.
Yeah, it was always too dark in there.
It was just dark and dark blue. That was it. That was all it was. And then you just had random people shooting arrows at you. And you're just like, please leave me alone.
And then Captain Madison or whatever his name is fucking running away for two fights. And then you never even fight him until the next dungeon.
No, they really made you fight him twice, and all he does is run. And I'm just like, please. This is the first dungeon in the game. Why?
Perfect. I wouldn't change anything. Anyway,
the dungeon Alzadal's Legacy is really fun though.
I haven't done that one yet.
Dude, we
wait, did we do it?
Yeah, it's the MSQ dungeon.
Oh, I just assumed I didn't do it.
No, we did it together.
Right.
It's the one. It's like it's got the final boss that makes you spin.
There's a lot of bosses that make you spin though.
No, like actually, like it does the little spinning top thing for your character.
Oh, that one. I get it. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we literally did that together. How could you forget?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Adrian, cut that out. Anyways, Alzadal, my favorite dungeon.
The best dungeon in the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's the best though, but it is really good. I always enjoy when I'm really excited for like the patches after this because like I really like that dungeon because it's just you're an adventurer just looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's such a low stake dungeon and it's not like life and death. People's lives are hanging in the balance if you don't do this. It's just
like it felt like we were having fun.
Exactly. There was no stress or pressure on us to accomplish this. It's just, hey man, go do it. You're like, heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, you want to see some cool shit happen? Go here.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it. And then you just go out and have fun. It was just a fun dungeon with low stakes. And it also helped that the bosses were also really interesting. Like you had the jellyfish with his tentacle dancing thing that he does in the first fight. The second boss fight is the robot with the lasers that he reflects.
Yep.
Which that one I still kind of screw up on. I'm pretty bad at it, honestly. Like I always get hit by a laser and then I just get the dot and die. I'm just like, please.
I think I remember dying a lot the first time we went through it.
That one's hard. Like I think it's harder than the final boss. I don't know why the second boss is harder, but yeah, here it is. It's like Dead Ends. The Dead Ends second boss was way harder than the last one.
Harder than it needed to be for sure.
Yeah. That stupid giant robot, man. It does so much damage. But then like the final boss is just a blast. Like the spinning mechanic is a lot of fun. His confetti attacks, how he targets like the colored curtains that hang from the ceiling. And then like you have to avoid the same colored curtains and avoid it. It was just colorful and fun.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say just because dungeons aren't my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, I think this one is one of the... I have a few exceptions on dungeons I really like, but I'm more of a Trials person myself.
Same.
I like boss fights.
I mean, to this credit, I feel like this patch's dungeon was probably better done than most patch content dungeons that I've seen personally.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like if we compare it to the last one for what 6.5 or no, what was it? 6.5? 5.5?
5.5, 5.6. No, it's 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5. The one for I forget the name of it, but it was one where we're basically trying to defend from the towers and stuff.
Defend from the tower?
No, what was it? Paglathon?
Paglathon, where we go help the Amalja?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's kind of...
That one was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie.
That one's a little miserable to go through.
It sucks because there's some pretty good looking gear in there too. Yeah.
There's some really good looking gear in that one. But I also think, like, I ran it again after we finished it, that MSQ that night, and there's actually really good gear in the Alzadal's Legacy as well.
Oh, really? Like eye level or like good looking gear? Good
looking gear. The eye level's like 570 something. But like the gear looks really good. Like it makes you look like a prince almost. Like it's super fancy looking.
I might have to run that again then.
Yeah, because I know when we did the one run together, like I think only like accessories dropped that dungeon run.
We got like a hat or something, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
some
we got one
shoes.
hat and then just like a bunch of rings and earrings. I was like, all right,
Hmm.
man. And so it wasn't until I ran it again that I even realized it dropped actual gear. I was just like,
Gear.
oh fuck. I was like, it's not just accessories here. That's weird. Because like I didn't even read the patch notes before we get in there. I
I still
skimmed
haven't read the
it.
patch notes.
I skimmed just the battle stuff as I was like downloading the patch. I was like, all right, gotta get caught up. What's happened? What happened?
And then after the dungeon, like there was just a lot of exposition from what I remember.
Yeah, there was a ton of exposition.
Yeah.
Because we got the extra information from Vitra about how they have the Void Gate hidden underneath their city, and about Ajdaya and how she's been trapped there the entire time,
Hmm.
and how Vitra's kind of given up on her. Because it's like been how many years now? Like 100 or something?
No, it was like 1500, wasn't it?
Whew, it might be 1500. That sounds right, because it was the Allegan Empire they were fighting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was forever ago. Yeah, she's
Wasn't that was also the scene where the thing happened, wasn't it?
where we got
The
to see
thing
the
that
villain, the upcoming
yeah.
villain.
Yep.
Yeah, which that I lost my mind at that part.
Yeah, you and I
Which
are both were like losing it.
Which, all right, before we go into this next part, heads up, if you plan on playing Final Fantasy IV at all, there's going to be some spoilers for Final Fantasy IV, for probably from here for a little bit. So just a heads up, if you care, stop, bounce. But if not, enjoy the content. Yeah, Goldbez, though. I cannot believe they had not only Goldbez, but then the 4 elemental fiends with
Yeah.
him included.
So I have my own thoughts on this, on like how they're going to implement them.
What do you think?
But well, I think it's going to be the next trial series, like the next extreme series, like where we get the mounts and stuff.
I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope they don't get the anima treatment.
It just makes sense to do it that way.
It really does. But I also thought anima was going to be a trial fight, and then
Yeah, to be fair, it's a fun fight, but yeah.
anima deserved better. He really did.
Hey, I have a minion though, at least, so that kind of counts for something.
Yeah, a little bit.
I want an anima mount.
Yeah, give us an anima mount where we just ride on top of it and it just like shuffles.
No, I want to get cradled. I want to do like piggyback ride on the lower half.
You're like snuggled in between the chains on anima.
We're getting sidetracked again, but
Yeah,
no, yeah, I think they're going to be the next extreme trial series, which I think their story is going to be pretty cool, just based on Final Fantasy IV's like lore of them.
Yeah, I really hope they're the next trial sequence, and I'm super excited if they are. And like they have to go with Final Fantasy IV's, right? Because I know one has elemental fiends in it, but they had Kraken and Tiamat as elemental fiends, and we've already fought a Kraken like 6 times, and Tiamat is an NPC that we freed.
Wasn't Ultros one of the 4 fiends at one point too?
No, it was just like in the original Final Fantasy, it was Kraken, Tiamat, Lich, and it was like I can't remember. It was Medusa was the last one.
That sounds right.
It was a snake lady. It might not be Medusa, but it was a snake lady that wielded like 4 swords. So yeah, because Tiamat and Kraken have already kind of been done. Kraken a little less so, but Tiamat's already a major character in the story, so you can't just put Tiamat in again as a 4 elemental fiend.
Yeah, because at least with the 4 elemental fiends, we haven't seen their incarnation as of yet in the game. At least I don't think we have.
I don't think so either, because they just showed the little sigil of the elements. And then they spoke through that. So I really hope we get Scarmiglian, Rubicante, Barbarisha, and Turtle Man.
Turtle.
Cognazo, that's his name.
Yeah.
I was like, he's a turtle.
He always kind of freaked me out as a kid.
He's weird looking,
He's
dude.
just a turtle with a huge face.
You have a decaying corpse with like slimy poison tentacles sticking out of him, and he looked better than the turtle guy. Scarmiglian's back attacking 4 was so crazy. But anyway, and then there's Goldbez, which I lost it when I saw Goldbez. I could not believe he's the next villain.
Dude, it's freaking crazy. When he appeared on the screen, it came out of left field.
It blindsided me.
Because we were like, who's the guy in the armor? It's like, oh, that's kind of sick looking armor. And like, wait, that armor looks kind of familiar.
And it's just like, oh, Goldbez! Goldbez is sick looking. And like, I love his armor always, ever since in original 4. But it's also because like Goldbez is a part of the story that I kind of don't have a good feeling for Ashdaya.
I feel like, well,
It's because like,
I gotta think about that because Goldbez's story has to do with siblings, right?
well, yeah, he does have the whole sibling thing with Cecil, but
So I'm thinking that might relate back to the whole Ajhdaya Vitra thing.
that's true. But you also
It
have
might
to.
be a parallel.
It could, but you have to remember about Goldbez in 4, right? Like, yes, he's a powerful mage and has sick armor, but Goldbez was also the only person in 4 that tamed a shadow dragon.
That is true. So it could be under Goldbez's control.
Yeah, so I think Ashdaya will be the shadow dragon equivalent in this game for Goldbez.
Do you reckon it'll go 4 fiends, Ajhdaya, and then Goldbez in the extreme sequence?
No, I don't think they'll do it that way.
Or they'll combine Ajhdaya and Goldbez into a 2-phase fight?
I think, yeah, Goldbez and Ashdaya will be together. I don't think it'll be a single fight together. But maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I was clearly wrong about all of my predictions for Endwalker. If we go back to that video. But I think, yeah, I am a little worried because of the fact that Goldbez in 4 has subjugated the Shadow Dragon under his control, that Ajhdaya might be in some trouble for this expansion.
Man, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it might be rough, honestly. But at least in this game, you know, we don't have to worry about the mind control subplot that happened at the end of 4. All of that will be subverted. We don't need that anymore. Toss it out. Yeah, so I'm glad that we're not going to have to worry about the whole mind control subplot in this.
Yeah. I feel like it would, I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of a cop-out if they did.
It was a cop-out like, what, 20 years ago? With that? No, it's more than 20 years now.
Yeah.
It was a cop-out way back then. It's like, it would be a cop-out now.
Man, that'd be cool to see Cecil, though, if get involved.
I would like to see Cecil come back in some way, but I don't think we'll really see Cecil just because of the fact that his armor set's already in. Well, I guess his armor set's in the game, so
we've
it could
already
be
established that like the 14 universe is kind of in and of itself its own thing.
It does a lot of its own things with like its own reimagining.
Yeah,
but it makes me curious about who that void scent was at the end. Mm-hmm. The ones with the hands over his eyes.
Yeah,
kind of like the.
Was there any imagery from like that from 4? I don't remember.
No, nothing like that. At least I can't think of off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. But the hands over his eyes thing, like when I saw that, I just like it made me think of that villain from My Hero Academia. The one with like the hands all over his face and just whatever he touches turns to ash or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about who that will be. Like,
thinking it's going to be an original character, Do Not Steal?
It has to be, because like at best, like that character would probably have like a shared name with a 4 character, but other than that, like they would not really be similar, you know?
Yeah.
Because like all I can think of, like you're telling me, like what are they? A powerful like void scent mage reaper thing. So like your answers at that point, like if you want to keep the Lunarian tie with Goldbez to this would be
there was
Fusoya.
There was kind of an outlandish theory that I saw about it, but it was basically saying that it could be Xenos' Void Scent Reaper like spirit.
It could be. I actually have not went back and watched that one cutscene that had Xenos' Void Scent in it. No, he shows up for like 2 cutscenes, right?
Yeah,
the one,
I think so.
One in Garlemald.
Yeah, because he was like surrounding him, right?
Yeah. Because like it's the one in Garlemald and then the one at the end, right? Mm-hmm. Those are like the only times you see his voice in. I'm going to be honest, I did not pay that much attention to detail for it. So they could be right. I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. And, I mean, in that same theory, also, they were saying that Xenos' void scent was also based on us, like the Warrior of Light. But I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't remember that.
That'd be interesting. Now, I remember that was an interview from Yoshi P who said that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I made that outlandish theory from months ago about Anima being his void scent.
Mm.
Because it's us, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't even know, because, like, so much of the advertisement that led into Endwalker was kind of just like, they lied to us.
Yeah, they didn't lie to us, but they didn't give us the whole truth.
Exactly. And just, like, they purposely tried to, like, throw us off the trail so we would get blindsided by it. And it worked. I got blindsided.
We're all too excited to go to the moon, and then it turned out the moon was not even actually the coolest part of the expansion.
I like the moon. It's probably the second coolest for me.
Second coolest.
Yeah.
Elpis was the coolest part.
Yeah, Elpis is so good. I had a lot of fun, even if the raid series sucks from it so far.
Yeah.
But you know what doesn't suck, though, is that Alliance raid.
That Alliance raid, though.
That Alliance raid!
Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with the first Alliance raid.
I think this is by far the strongest start an Alliance raid has ever had in 14.
I will agree. I actually agree with that.
Like, the setting is super cool and gorgeous looking. The setup is really cool and interesting. And then the actual the fights were really cool and interesting.
Can we just establish that we're literally doing this Alliance raid because the gods were bored?
Yeah, I am really curious on why they're even doing all this.
Yeah.
And even if they're actually gods or anything like that.
Because they're literally like, fight me.
And we're like, okay.
Why? We're like, why? I'll tell you later.
They're like, I will rule the world. And then you're just like, okay, I gotta stop you. And they're like, nah, I was just joking, dude. You're cool,
It was
though.
a joke, bro. It was a joke.
It was a joke, but you're cool.
Social experiment, bro.
Super cool. That's what you are. I just like that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, before they did the whole, nah, JK, it was just a prank, bro. Mm-hmm. I really thought that they were actually like these evil gods. And I was just like, what the crap, Heidelin? You didn't say anything about this. You knew them and you didn't say a single word about it? I was like, what the fuck?
Introduced us at least.
I know, it could have given me a heads up. By the way, the 12 that you worship are evil. Like, be careful.
I've been atheist this entire time. My whole worldview is destroyed.
There's actual gods. Man.
I gotta rethink my whole point of view.
They are real people, and I am really talking to them. It's really hard to comprehend.
They're not just primals?
Yeah,
Gaius was wrong?
It makes me curious, because, like, if they're not primals, really makes you wonder, like, what are they? Literally, but they're keeping that gods. They're just literally gods.
Yeah. Which
means that we were right, Beast Tribes were wrong.
Right. I think they're aliens.
They could be aliens, because the dragons are aliens.
The dragons are aliens.
That's not the first aliens we'll ever meet. But
it won't be the last.
I guess they could be aliens, and then they just stole their names from, like, history.
Yeah.
But what
didn't they also mention that the primals were kind of offshoot based on those? Because didn't they have comparisons with Ramu and, like, Byrogot, I think it was?
It wasn't Byrogot, but Ramu did have a comparison. Ralgar. It was Ralgar. Because their appearances look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are similarities. I actually kind of think... I have my own baseless prediction for this for the gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to be proven wrong again on this. Like, my track record's like 0 for like 20 at the moment. But I actually kind of think there are other people, other Asians that agreed with Heidelin's speech.
Then they became like lesser gods, maybe?
Yeah, they became like smaller versions.
Yeah.
And like,
instead of like, well, Heidelin was technically primal, right?
She was not a primal.
What was she was her own thing.
Yeah, she was like her own power.
Yeah.
She was able to like conform, like she had her creation magic so she could like conform her ether to like whatever she wanted.
Yeah. It's interesting that even those divinities like recognize that Heidelin was like the ruler of the world, basically.
Yeah. And so it's because of that familiarity between them. I think they might actually just be Asians that agreed with Heidelin and followed her footsteps.
That's interesting. I had never even considered that.
Because like I feel like I don't know, like I could again, I'm probably wrong, but I think it would be a little weird if like Heidelin gave all those speeches, especially since she was like such a respected and well-known individual within their community, that after all those speeches about trying to stop the final days, that no one listened to her.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's some people that probably bought into what she was selling.
There's always one.
Yeah, and so like them were the 12 that we worship at this point, and then they're there to help out. Although obviously they would not be as powerful as Heidelin, but that's my prediction, is that they were weaker Asians, but they are Asians nonetheless.
It makes me wonder if Azem was Azema then.
That's what I actually think, yeah. Like I actually think that Azem was Azema.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
interesting things to consider? I mean, Urianger made that connection too at one point.
Did he?
Yeah, in I think it was the end of Shadowbringers when we found out we were Azem's soul, or had contained Azem's soul.
Yeah.
He brought up the fact that Azem was similar to Azema, the one of the 12, at least in terms of the name. So it could be a connection there.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah. See, I got back up to my prediction. But the fights themselves are also a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will agree.
Like ignoring the lore stuff, like talking about the actual fights, they're all a blast to do.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with them actually. I was not I was like, honestly, I went into the new Alliance raid with like really low expectations.
So did I, honestly.
Because not to say that Copy Factories was a bad Alliance raid by any means, but it just did not. Honestly, I found it really boring really quickly. Whereas the new Alliance raid, what was it, Aglia? I think it was called
Aglia.
I felt like it was pretty engaging for the entirety of it, like even going through it multiple times.
Yeah, even the ad phase is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like Buyer God's fight to start off the entire raid is a lot of fun. The fact that he literally like reconstructs and breaks apart the stage.
Yeah.
By using the hammers to knock them out of place and stuff like that. I actually have to like, it actually like I struggle on that mechanic quite a bit because I actually have to like kind of sometimes stop and just be like, all right, so if this moves here and this moves here,
yeah,
where do I gotta be? Like,
pretty much, yeah.
Stuff like the whole picture of just having to do mental math just to be able to like understand a like move one mechanic. I'm just like,
Yeah. And then the next fight for Ralger, or sorry, you're done talking about.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was Ralger's. It was the it's not the dogs. It's the
no, it's the bird.
It's the bird. That one is actually pretty good. It's probably the easiest fight in the Alliance raid, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's just supposed to be a placeholder until you fight Ralger.
Yeah. And then Ralger himself was a lot of fun.
I was so thrown away when he started doing the meteor mechanic and then he just punches it through the portal.
Yep. My thing is that I was so happy that we got to fight on the actual palm of the Ralger statue.
Yeah, I loved it. It's just like, I don't know, like the fact that you could do that after we saw in Stormblood's like trailer where like the Warrior of Light's fighting with Lys on top of the palm of Ralgar, and now we get to fight Ralgar on the top palm of Ralgar.
Yeah. Gives me some real Naruto vibes too.
Yeah, it really does.
And also always bring it back to Naruto.
Always, forever. That's our ninja way. Our Nindo. You also have to kind of think that Ralgar's kind of a little bit full of himself. Yeah, everybody constructed arenas, and then Ralgar's like, I'm gonna make a statue of myself.
Yep.
I'm that cool. I'll be the stage.
But yeah, his fight was a lot of fun. I think the pushback mechanic with the palms and the finger was really cool. It's always fun seeing people just get freaking knocked off that platform though.
I'm glad when we ran it with friends, they explained to me where to line up because my brain did not comprehend where I was supposed to send myself. I was just like,
Yeah.
what? The fingers catch me? What?
Yeah.
And then even even when you hit the fingers, you slide a little bit to the
slide off,
side.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, it gives me anxiety every time. I'm like, don't keep moving, don't keep going, don't keep going.
Take my hands off the keyboard. And then the next fight is the lions or the dogs, right?
Yeah, it's the two lions, the lion and lioness.
They actually had a pretty cool mechanic, in my opinion, where they had the stacked AoEs or the layered AoEs.
Yeah, and they pulled off in order.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. That was a cool way of doing a mechanic that's already been there before, but doing it in a more interesting way.
Yeah, they just patterned it up, and like you have to work out the layers in order, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they should use that mechanic more often. I feel like.
Yeah, I know they did that for it was Paradigm's Breach, the third near raid with Hansel and Gretel. They kind of did that.
A little bit, yeah.
The two robots with the spears. They did that a little bit, but Lion and Lioness was just it's because they also die really easy in comparison to Hansel and Gretel.
True.
So Lion and
Take
Lioness were a
forever.
little fun.
Yeah. Then what was it it's not the last fight, is it?
No,
Or
it's
is it the
Azima.
last fight?
Azima's
Yeah,
next.
Zima's next fight.
Azima is a lot of fun. I still struggle with the fan dance mechanic.
It just feels like it should work a certain way, but it doesn't.
Like every time you think it's gonna stop spinning, she does it one more time and then explodes. And I'm just like, come
Yeah.
on. Like it's really hard to get a read on that move for me, but it's a lot of fun. It keeps me active through the whole thing.
I feel like this Azema's fight probably was not the least interesting, but probably the least like intuitive or innovative out of like the other four big fights.
Yeah, she does a lot of similar stuff. As she like knocks away the fire orbs and stuff, just like the Eden raid with Garuda and Ifrit. Yeah, I mean she's still fun, but yeah, I don't think she's the strongest of the four.
No. Speaking of the strongest of the four,
Nalthal.
Naltal's fight was so fucking cool.
Dude, it's one of the coolest fights in the game, straight up.
Yeah, I will agree.
Like it's such a fun fight every step of the way, and all of his like changing mechanics as he like switches between the twins to like cast stuff.
My favorite is the hip thrust.
The hip thrust after he judges everybody with the scales.
Yep.
God, that one's so much fun.
Nald's balls, am I right?
You mean Thal's ball?
Thal's ball.
Yeah, where they just literally start summoning meteors from the sky, and they're just the little orbs. Just Thal's ball's the move, baby.
Yep.
I bet you that was Koji Fox. He's like, we gotta have a Thal's balls move.
Like, the kids will love it.
That'll be awesome, and people are gonna be like, it's Thal's balls. Another
They'll
thing,
even like 420, 69.
42069. Oh man, I think a really fun one, like another really fun thing about it is the song that plays with Nalthal's fight.
No, yeah, I think that's probably one of my like since To the Edge. That's probably been my favorite new song they've released.
It's so good. I think I really appreciate because I even looked at the lyrics for it and everything. I think I really
Basically, Uldaw's anthem.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Is like the lyrics not only pertain to Nalthal, but it almost sounds like something you would hear from like a festival in Uldaw. Like this sounds like something that would be sung at the bazaar that is in Uldaw, you know?
I thought it just straight up was describing Uldaw because it was talking about like the location of it too.
Yeah, like they talk about some things from it. I don't think they ever say Uldaw's name straight up in it.
No, but they it's very heavily implied.
Yeah. I think that's just like such a cool thing to do. Like,
Man, that makes me think: are we gonna get the like Gridania and like Limsa equivalents?
I would love to see Limlin from Limsa. I kind of hope they revamp Nafika from Gridania though, because they did have the poster of Gridania with Nafika on it, and then she was just a redhead lady in a green dress. That was it. Just the most basic design. I was like, all right. So I'd like to see that one get like updated a bit for it. But yeah, I hope even Limsa and Gridania get their own ones. And they also have a song as fun as In the Balance.
I hope they just give Gridania like heavy metal.
Just the most opposite thing to their like actual city state.
Yeah, and then you give like Limsa like classical music.
Why would it not be a sea shanty?
It has to be a sea shanty. It's 2022, the year of the sea shanty.
It's the new year of the sea shanty. 2 years straight. Let's do it.
2 years in a row. Let's go. Man. But yeah, I really enjoyed this alliance raid, and I have high hopes for the rest of the series.
So do I. If the rest of the Alliance Raid series is exactly like this, like it doesn't even have to exceed this one. If it just keeps this level of quality, it's my favorite. Like it's so good. Like,
no, I agree.
like even with me being an Evilise fanboy, even I'm just like, nah. If this keeps up, like this is better than the Evilise raids. Like straight up.
Yeah. I was gonna say if we're ready to go to a new topic. Freaking PvP this expansion. Did not expect to be like a highlight for me.
PvP fun?
Yeah, no, it's like it's straight up. They actually have a fun game mode now.
I can't believe it either. Like I never thought. I'm never a big PvP person in general when it comes to like these RPG games or MMOs and stuff like that. But I actually have a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, it's just mindless fun. Honestly, is what it is. Well, I can't even say mindless because I'm sure there are people out there who freaking try hard.
I mean, that's why ranked exists. Like, you can try hard and like excel, and, like become better.
Yeah, it's nice that you get like a decent chunk of experience out of it too.
Yeah, it's good experience. You have your own little battle pass that gives you cool stuff, like just from playing. Like, I'm really happy I didn't have to buy the battle pass.
Yeah.
For $16 real, you can go ahead and get the battle pass.
Or for 18 million gil, you can buy the battle pass.
In this day and age, man, no one will let you buy the battle pass with like in-game currency.
Nah, that's why I'm like surprised 14 like doesn't or WoW has that model where you can like spend in-game money to like up your subscription time or something.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool model though. Like good
it's a cool
on
model,
them.
but I'm surprised they still keep it.
I am too, but I want them to. Like, good on them. Like, keep that up. I wish I could do that in this game.
Yeah. I wish 14 had that model, but to be fair, like I understand why they wouldn't want to do that.
But now we have to talk about the most important thing about this patch.
You're right.
The frothy foam from Y'shtola.
Oh my god.
That blindsided me. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I was just like, the fuck? What is happening?
Like, it was like straight up just like some like preteen like magical girl like chant like while she's like yelling it out and then does the poses and everything. And I'm just like, what are you?
I like legit thought Fayol like had possessed her.
Fayol minus the Irish accent.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It blindsided me, and all I could think of, I'm just like, what was it, like frothy
like,
and foamy?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the modern day foam adventure.
I just hope that us as adventure like warriors of light do not ever let her live us down.
I hope so too. I hope that's just like something we can always bring up.
Always bring up.
And then everyone will be like, what are you talking about? And Estinian's just like,
This is our inside joke with Estinian.
yeah, that's it. And then Y'shtola murders me, and that's the end of my character.
Yep. That's how they end the game. They just have Y'shtola murder you.
And that's game over. No more Final Fantasy 14.
No more. Ever again.
Alright, I think that's a good spot to end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching, listening along with us, talking about the new patch. My name was Ryan. This was Kevin.
Later, guys.
Make sure to check us out on our Twitter, which I promise to update more often at, what was it, freeco_chat. And then don't forget to hook up our editor at ko-fi.com/pandasol. Thank you, everyone, and have a good one.
See you later.